This time we're going to be talking about attribution verbs. So let's get into it. So I said at the end of the last video, there's nothing wrong with the word said, and I will say it again, there is nothing wrong with the word said. Said is the only neutral verb for attribution in the English language. Every other verb that you can use for attribution has some other kind of connotation to it. So let's dive in and see what those connotations are. And if you ever need to use one of these, then you'll have a better idea of how to write with precision. So number one, the most common one we use outside of said is according to. This can mean in agreement with. So not a terrible one to use, but however, according to does cast doubt upon the credibility of the speaker, as though the writer, in quoting the speaker, were winking at the reader. So in most cases, we kind of save according to for documents, police reports, meeting minutes, any kind of document that we might have, public document, emails, things like that. Acknowledge. So if you're going to say, so-and-so acknowledged the investigation, this implies the reluctant disclosure of something one might have kept secret. So not very often we're going to use the term acknowledge, basically only when somebody is admitting that, this was something they had wanted to keep secret and now it's out. So again, okay to use it in that context, but don't use it outside of that context. Otherwise, just use said. Here's another one. If you want to use the term admit, this describes assent that has been elicited by persuasion and implies a conceding of a fact. So again, that's a very definite definition, so stay within that one. An announcement is to make something of interest publicly or officially. So you will see us use that one fairly often in journalism, but again, only say, so-and-so is announcing if it is actually a public announcement or an official announcement. To assert is to state positively with great confidence, but with no objective proof. You do see that sometimes in the media these days, with politics and some of the crazy conspiracy theories out there where somebody will say, it will be an assertion that, the federal government is completely run by little green space aliens, right? Where's your proof? Don't have it. That's an assertion. A claim. We try to use this one oftentimes in media, and we oftentimes misuse it. This implies a demanding of something as allegedly belonging to one. Okay? To say that somebody commented on something is an explanation, a criticism, or an interpretation, and more often than not, the person is just saying something rather than commenting on something, so again, use said. Confession, this is a formal acknowledgement of a sin or a crime, so again, use said unless an official acknowledgement. Refute. This implies a thorough assembly of evidence and a careful development of argument and hence suggests conclusiveness of proof against. So somebody you might think that they're refuting, but remember to truly refute is a big body of work. Otherwise, you're retorting, okay? This suggests a reply that is sharp or witty, provoked by a charge or criticism. So yes, most online discourse is full of retorts, not so much refutes, okay? Again, said is the safe term. To state, this is one that we oftentimes want to use because we get tired of using said. This is the one I most often see journalism students saying, ooh, let's use this one because it's still generic, right? Just like said, but it's not. The word state means this is to set forth in words, especially in a specific, definite, or formal way. So think of a public statement, or the family has a statement after, somebody in their family dies, or the mayor is going to make a statement about the allegations against him, or whatever it might be. So a statement is very formal, it's very specific, it's very definitive, and it is not a good synonym for said. The only word for said is said. Tell. This is the simple general conveying of facts or details, but may imply a breach of confidence, right? And that is your quick lesson on why to always use the word said. It is the only neutral verb for attribution in the English language. And if you feel like your story is boring because you have said a million times in your story already, just remember there are other ways we can make that story unboring. There are a million writing tools out there, at your disposal. All we're saying in journalism is this one verb for attribution is the one that we're going to all use 99% of the time because, again, it's important that we're not taking sides, we're not letting our opinion get in, we're not coloring the news, we're not subtly leading people down a path or anything like that. We're just reporting the facts and letting them decide. And that's my soapbox on attribution verbs. Thanks for watching.